Yes, dear students, what we have done last class. Last class, first order condition, I had given the example or not? Given?
No, ma'am, we were just deriving it.
Okay. Total profit, this excess of revenue over cost, and if total revenue is a function of Q and total cost is a function of Q, then profit is also a function of Q. So Q here due to quantity, but it means the output. Okay, so here for simplicity I'm saying Q is the level of output, because once output is produced, then only out of that product will be sold. Level of output. Now total revenue the first order condition will first order differentiation of profit function with respect to Q is equal to first order differentiation of revenue function with respect to Q minus TC with respect to Q should be equal to 0. Okay, this implies first order differentiation of total revenue function with respect to Q should be equal to first order differentiation of total cost function with respect to Q. Right? So that I had already deduced. This is my marginal revenue function, and this is our marginal cost function. Okay. So what is marginal revenue? As I had reduced, it is with respect to Q, means speaking, it is the rate of change due to 1 unit change in output, or this output is cell. 1 unit change in quantity sold. Right? So how we can explain this? DTR, for example, when one company produces So sells 100 unit of output. Suppose the total revenue is 1000 rupees. When it sells 101 unit, suppose it is 1007. Then what is the marginal revenue of 101st unit? Is equal to 1007 minus 1007 rupees. So it is the rate of change in total revenue with respect to 1 unit change in sales. So if I want to, it is point-wise analysis. If I will develop it, TTR with respect to TQ is here 7. Now the first order condition is profit to be maximum. This should be equal to change in the cost also. Let us check. Just a hypothetical example. If company produces 100 units of output, what is the cost incurred? And if it is producing 101 unit of output, and what is the cost incurred? So it is equal to the total cost the total cost the total cost of manufacturing the same 100 unit, suppose it is 900 rupees, and the total cost of manufacturing 101 unit, suppose it is 907 rupees. Now what is the marginal cost of manufacturing 101 units? It is equal to 907 minus 900, so it is 7 rupees. It is 7 rupees. So when it is 7 rupees, that means at 101 unit of output, your marginal revenue is equal to the marginal cost, because marginal revenue is your 7 and marginal cost is also 7. Now understood the meaning? Then how can we write down marginal revenue? Marginal revenue is the additional revenue for one additional unit of cell. Then what is my marginal cost? Marginal cost is additional cost for one additional unit of output produced. Output produced. Okay. So when these two things will be same, then it can ensure profit maximizes. So what is that second order condition? If I differentiate further this phi function with respect to q, it should be negative. Differentiate phi function with respect to q, it should be negative. That means second order differentiation of total revenue function with respect to Q minus second order differentiation of total cost function with respect to Q, it should be negative. Right? What does it mean? So what is my first order differentiation of, if I differentiate marginal revenue function with respect to the sales minus marginal cost function with respect to the sales, it should be less than 0. This implies slope of marginal revenue function is less than slope of the marginal cost function. Roughly it means that. Then only this value will be less than 0. Let us extend our example a little bit. We had seen at 101 unit of output, marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. Because we have not checked if company will proceed further, this second order condition will be fulfilled or not. So for this, what we'll have to do? Let us check what happens at 102nd unit of output. When company decides to 102nd unit of output, then it is suppose means total revenue is is increasing to, means change in total revenue, marginal revenue. Total revenue is, means let me directly write down the marginal revenue. Marginal revenue, suppose it is 2 rupees, but marginal cost equal to 3 rupees. Means let us take it from the last example and the values of the last example. 907 and 97 rupees, then 1007 and 1000 rupees, 101. 102nd unit, 102nd unit, it is at 102nd unit. Suppose the total revenue is becoming 1005. So what is my marginal revenue? Marginal revenue of 102nd unit is equal to 5 rupees. At 102nd unit, suppose total cost is equal to 907. Then what is the marginal cost of 102nd unit? Marginal cost of 102nd unit is equal to 7. Now, here the slope of, means it is minus 2. Marginal revenue is changed at minus 2, 7 to 5. The rate of change in marginal revenue is minus 2, but rate of change in marginal cost is plus 2. That means if a company will think that if it manufactures 170 unit, it is spending 2 rupees extra, right? Spending 2 rupees extra, but when it tries to sell in the market, it is losing 2 rupees. That means now this is slope of the marginal revenue is less than the marginal cost, but this condition will exist that says that 102nd unit of output is not the profit maximizing output. So profit maximizing output will be, profit maximizing output here will be 101st unit. Clear now? Okay, understood? Is that clear? Yes, students, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then so let me deduce, write down this profit maximizing conditions. So profit to be maximum, the two conditions are required to be met. Profit to be maximum, two conditions are required to be met. Marginal revenue should be equal to marginal cost. Then slope of the marginal revenue should be less than the slope of the marginal cost. So when I take the difference between these two, then it becomes negative. Right? These are the two conditions. So at what level these two conditions are required to be checked? At the level of sales or at the level of output production? At the level of output production, these two conditions are required to be checked. Okay? These are to be checked. So in this situation, we will understand conditions. Now let us understand what does a rational producer need to know? What the components, the factors, the determinants of this revenue function. Then determinants of cost function. Determinants of cost function. So what a rational producer, a rational entrepreneur, rational company should make an attempt to understand? It is to understand the revenue function well, and it is to understand the cost function well. What decide different revenue functions and what decides different cost functions? When these two things are okay, then we can decide, think at what level of output this profit will be maximum.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Okay?
Ma'am, we have. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please tell your question.
Madam, from which book we have to solve the questions?
I have uploaded session plan. I think the books are written there.
Ma'am, we haven't received any book from the kid.
No, we have received. Check your mail on 15 June.
Which book? Name of the
Check
book?
your book on it's Managerial Economics by D. Salvatore and S.K. Rastogi. It might
Ma'am,
be
will we
from
get the hard copy?
Is it hard copy you have received?
No,
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 ma'am.
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 The,
No,
the soft
It is
ma'am.
copy we have
obviously
received.
soft copy.
It's a soft
Ma'am,
copy.
will we receive the hard copy?
No idea, dear students. Normally it takes 15 or 20 days more. Normally, the way I had observed. Because when it is online classes, they would have given it to the vendors, and vendors will send you this. So means it will take maybe 1 month. So in the meantime, I will upload the study material and questions, and you can dependent on that. PPTs, questions in your respective classrooms, and you can solve that and help yourself. That is the only option now available to us. Yes or no? Maybe. Okay. Can we go for the roll call? Because
Yes,
now
ma'am.
Yes,
lot
ma'am.
of is full all present. Students go all present. So many all the students are present today.
मैडम को तो रिलीव कर दी.
I'm खुश हो गए.